Welcome! In this lesson, we'll explore relative clauses and go through exercises to help you master them. So let's go! Choose the best answer from A, B, C, or D. First, the man, which, or who, or whom, or whose lives next door is a writer. Next one. The book which, or who, or whose, or where you gave me was very interesting. Next one. This is the restaurant where, or which, or who, or when we met last year. Next one. The woman to who, or which, or whom, or whose you spoke is my aunt. Next one. The car who or which or whose or whom engine is broken belongs to my brother. Okay, next question. The movie whom or when or that or whose we watched yesterday was fantastic. Next question. My friend that or which or who or where lives in Canada is coming to visit. Next one. The year when or where or which or whose I graduated was 2019. Next one. The students who or which or whose or whom teacher is absent are waiting outside. Next one. The shoes that or whose or who or when I bought are too small. Next set of 5 questions. The building whose or who or when or whom construction began last year is almost finished. Next question. She didn't tell me the reason why or whose or which or whom she was crying. Next one. Do you know the girl which or where or who or whose is sitting with Tom? Next one. The dog whose or whom or which or that tail is very long is friendly. Next one. This is the place when or where or which or whose I lost my wallet. Next question. The teacher who or whom or that or all are possible. I admire most is Mrs. Smith. Next one. The painting which or whom or whose or where hangs on the wall is very old. Next question. The man who or whose or whom or that car was stolen reported it immediately. Next question. I know a person when or where or whom or who speaks 5 languages. Next question. The park where or which or who or whose we had our picnic was beautiful. And now it's time for a relative clauses but theoretical questions. First one. Which of the following best defines a relative clause? A. A clause that expresses a condition. B. A clause that gives extra information about a noun. C. A clause that states a reason. Or D. A clause that begins with a conjunction. Next question. Which relative pronoun is used for people as the subject of the clause? A. Which. B. Where. C. Who. Or D. Whose. Next question. Which pronoun shows possession in relative clauses? A. Whom. B. Who. C. Whose. D. That. Next question. In defining relative clauses, commas are A. Optional. B. Always required. C. Not used, or D. Required only at the end. Next question. Non-defining relative clauses. A. Give essential information. B. Use commas. C. Can use that. Or D. Cannot contain verbs. Next question. Which relative pronoun can refer to both people and things in defining clauses? A. Who. B. Which. C. That. Or D. Whose. Next question. The relative pronoun whom is typically used A. as a subject or B. as an object, C. for places, or D. for animals only. Next question. Which relative pronoun is used to refer to places? A. When. B. Why. C. Where. D. Whom. Next one. Which type of clause cannot omit the relative pronoun? A. Defining. B. Non-defining. C. Both. D. Neither. Next question. That cannot be used in which type of clause? A. Defining clauses. B. Object clauses. C. Non-defining clauses or restrictive clauses. Next question. The word when is used in a relative clause to refer to A. People. B. Time. C. Reason. D. Place. Next question. A relative clause that identifies exactly which person or thing we mean is called A. Non-defining. B. Defining. C. Appositive. Or D. Conditional. Next question. The pronoun which is used for A. Animals and things. B. Only people. C. Only times. D. Only reasons. Next question. Which clause usually contains commas around it? A. Defining. B. Non-defining. C. Both. Or D. Neither. Next question. A relative clause beginning with Y explains A. A place, or B. A time, or C. A reason, or D. A person. Next question. In which situation is the relative pronoun usually omitted? A. Subject position in defining clauses. B. Object position in defining clauses. C. Object position in non-defining clauses. D. Subject position in non-defining clauses. Next question. Which is true about non-defining relative clauses? A. They can be removed without changing the main meaning. B. They identify the noun uniquely. C. They never use commas. Or D. They always use that. Next question. Which relative pronoun introduces clauses giving additional non-essential information about a whole sentence? Sentence relative. A. Who. B. Which. C. Whose. And D. Whom. Next question. Whose can refer to A. Only people. B. Only animals. C. Only things. Or D. Both people and things. Next question. What is the function of a relative pronoun? A. To replace a verb. Or B. To connect a noun to a clause describing it. Or C. To indicate verb tense. Or D. To introduce a conditional idea. And last set of last 5 questions. Which of these is true about commas in relative clauses? A. Defining clauses require commas. B. Non-defining clauses use commas. C. Both types require commas. Or D. Commas are optional in all cases. Next question. What determines the choice of relative pronoun? A. The number of words in the sentence. B. The noun being described. C. The tense of the verb. Or D. the subject's gender. Next question. Which statement is true about whose? A. It can only refer to people. B. It can refer to people, animals, and things. C. It can only be used in questions. Or D. It cannot be used in relative clauses. Next question. Sentence relative clauses, comment clauses, usually begin with A. Who, B. Whose, C. Which, D. When. And last question, in which situation is it normally acceptable to omit the relative pronoun? A. Subject in defining clauses, B. Object in defining clauses, C. Subject in non-defining clauses, or D. Object in non-defining clauses. The next video will be related to grammar, time clauses. So keep watching, stay tuned, and please subscribe. Thank you so much. Take care.